Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Hood, and I've been involved in the casino industry since 1979. I was 18 years old and I opened up the third casino in Atlantic City. Since that time, I've gone from dealing all the way up to the director of table games operations. I've gone all over the continental United States. I've trained literally thousands of employees to become blackjack, baccarat, craps, roulette dealers, and many other games. What I'd like to do for you now is share some of the information that I've learned over those many years. First, we're going to talk about roulette. Roulette is a wonderful game. It's based on the number 36. Rumor has it that roulette was invented by a Tibetan monk many, many years ago. And he did such a good job on the invention of the game of roulette that when he was playing his own game, he drove himself mad trying to beat the game with his own system. Now let me teach you about roulette. In roulette, there's a wheel that's spun as well as a ball. The ball will land on one of the 38 available numbers that you can wager on. But before we go that far, let me explain to you some of the other available bets in the game of roulette. One bet would be the 1 to 18. If any number rolls between 1 and 18, you'll be paid. Even. If any even number is rolled, you'll be paid. Red. If any red number lands, you'll be paid. You could bet on black. If any black number lands, you'll be paid. Odd. If any odd number rolls, you'll be paid. 19 to 36. If any number between 19 and 36 rolls, you'll be paid. This whole line pays even money. Even money payoffs are that way because they incorporate approximately 50% of the layout. Got to remember, there's a 0 and a double 0. So if these numbers roll while you're wagering any of these, you'll lose your wager. Another available bet is the first dozen. It covers the first 12 numbers in the wheel. Another wager would be the second dozen, covering the second 12 numbers. Then we have the third dozen. It covers the third set of 12 numbers. We now have the first column. It's the first column because it begins with a number 1. We have the second column. It begins with the number 2. We have the third column. It begins with the number 3. The dozens and the columns all pay at odds of 2 to 1. What that means is whatever you decide to wager, should a number in your section come in, you're going to get paid twice the amount that you actually did wager, 2 to 1. The reason this is happening and you're getting paid 2 to 1 is because you're covering approximately 1/3 of the available numbers. So 2/3 won't come in, you deserve to win 2 to 1. All the wagers I've described up until now are called the outside bets. They don't deal directly with any particular number. Now I'm going to share with you the inside bets. You can wager on any individual number all by itself, including the 0 or double 0. If, when the dealer spins and the ball lands, it lands in the area that you have your chip wagered, you will win at odds of 35 to 1. You can choose 2 numbers. That's called a split. A split is choosing 2 numbers. You're not sure which one's going to roll, but if either one does come in, you're going to get paid at odds of 17 to 1. You could have a chip on the layout covering 3 numbers. That's called a street bet, and it will be placed here. You can have a street bet for any available line. That pays 11 to 1. If you are uncertain as towards which number you would like, but you think it might be one of 4 in the same section on the table, you can place a corner bet. That pays 8 to 1. If you're finding difficulty getting your corner bets in time, you can ask the dealer to place it for you. Just announce the opposite corners. That helps them find the location. This you would call the 1-5 corner. You could also call it the 2-4 corner. After the corner wagers paying 8 to 1, we have the top line. This is going to cover the 1, the 2, the 3, the 0, and the 00. One wager in this section here will pay 6 to 1. You can cover 6 numbers on the game of roulette by placing a wager on what is called the avenue. Remember, a street is thinner than an avenue. The street covers 3 numbers when the avenue covers 6. This wager pays 5 to 1. For our guests seated at the edge of the table, a popular wager that they like to make is to split the zeros. That is, to place a chip, a split, on the 000. The split, as you remember, pays 17 to 1. But our guests at the end of the table find it difficult to reach all the way up here. So we allow them to place the wager between the second dozen and the third dozen on the line. It's not advertised, but it's called the courtesy line. The casino gives you the courtesy of not stretching so far to place your wager. You can place your 000 right here. If the 0 or the 00 comes in on the next spin, you're going to win at 17 to 1. The top line is also known as the basket. It pays 6 to 1.